Yo guys, what's going on? Got a Garurumon Tribal blue deck profile for you guys, featuring a lot of Garurumon support cards, Were Garurumon, Metal Garurumon, all those guys, as well as cards like Omnimon here, to basically turbo out these doggos onto the field and wreak some havoc with them. So if you're looking for a fun blue deck for the BT5 format, this is the list for you, so let's go ahead and get into it. So starting off with the Digi-Eggs, I'm playing 4 copies of Tsunomon, as well as 1 copy of Upamon. I think Tsunomon is definitely the play here. This guy basically gives plus 1,000 for your Digimon as long as it has Omnimon or Garurumon in its name, which is basically every level 6 and level 7 in this deck. So having the plus 1,000 boost is really nice. I kind of do like the Koromon support card better, the red Koromon from BT5, basically for Greymon once you draw a card, but this is just an attack boost. But the Garurumon cards don't actually have as much attack boosting as the Greymon cards here. The BT5 Garurumon only boosts by 1,000. Sagittarius mode also only boosts by 1,000. So I think having these guys to put your Metal Garurumons to like 13, 14,000 is pretty significant, because with Lord Nightmon being a pretty significant deck in this format, being able to swing over him without using any additional resources I think is really valuable. So I like to split with 4 of this and 1 Upamon. Upamon still really good. Drawing cards is always nice when your opponent has a Digimon without sources on the field. So that's going to do it for the Digi-Eggs. And then for the level 3s, playing a lot of Gabumons, because I am playing Nokia. So 4 copies of BT5 Gabumon. This one's pretty much the best one, of course, being able to just play him and reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, adding an Omnimon as well as a Garurumon from your, those reveal cards to your hand is really fantastic. So it essentially searches out the majority of your deck. You're playing Garurumons at all levels, and then helps you push for your big plays with Omnimon, because that guy is a game changer in this deck. So having access to this, as well as playing it off of Nokia for free, is really, really nice. So you have not only 4 really good on-play Digimon with, this guy, but you also have 4 copies of BT1 Gabumon, who basically just lets you draw a card. This is the original Pulsemon, so this guy just lets you draw a card whenever you play him. So again, this is another card that's really fantastic off of Nokia, and just really fantastic to play. So these 8 cards, I think, are like the best Gabumons. And then I am playing a couple others just to have more names for the Nokia, but I'm playing 3 copies of Nokia in this deck, which I'll talk about later on, and I think 8 is really all you need. I think that's like the bare minimum, but I am playing 10 Gabumons, just 1 of the starter deck and 1 of the promo one. So this one lets you trash a material, when attacking from a level 5 or lower Digimon, and then this one, when played, lets you trash a material. This one I don't think I would play going forward. The inherited effect is kind of cool, but it never really comes up. So this one, I tested out at locals and it was alright, but I honestly don't really like this effect really much, because you're not really focused on trashing materials. Having that ability is nice, but I think just having the ability to do it when you play this guy is much more valuable. Now this isn't in like a fantastic card by any means, but I think these are like the best Gabumons we have access to, at least pre-BT6. There was a couple times playing in locals and stuff where I was able to play this and get rid of like a reboot effect off of a Toy Agumon, or like a minus 1,000 from the Pigmon or whatever. So this guy's actually really, really clutch sometimes. Just being able to play him off of Nokia for 3 instead of 4 is nice. But again, these 8 are pretty much your go-tos. And then for the other level 3s, I'm playing 2 copies of Syakomon. This guy lets you reduce or it makes it so that your opponent cannot reduce the Digivolution cost of cards. So this actually came in clutch against stuff like Imperial Dramon, stuff like Green that has lots of stuff with Digisorption, so that's really, really nice. And then for the last 2 rookies, just playing 2 copies of Gomon. This is really nice because it is your vanilla of the deck, so having a 2-drop level 3 is pretty, clutch sometimes. So then for the other level, for the other Digimon, for the level 4s, I'm playing 4 copies of BT5 Garurumon, and then 2 copies of the BT1 Garurumon. So this one is really fantastic, because if you have Nokia, you can evolve for free. Otherwise, it's a 1 evolution cost, and then the plus 1,000 DP boost is really nice for security. And then this one combos with the BT1 Metal Garurumon, where basically you get to unsuspend one of your Digimon whenever this guy is played. The main combo being, you know, how you have this guy on field, and then you swing with your Metal Garurumon, use effect, play this from your sources effect to unsuspend this, and then you can attack again with your Metal Garurumon, simultaneously putting 3 Digimon on the field, you know, while attacking multiple times. So that's really, really nice. I think going forward, I'm not sure if I would play more of this card just because there's not really room, because the other level 4s I'm playing is 4 copies of Coelamon, being your 1-cost blocker, and then 1 copy of Lobomon to end games, because I am playing Davis, and I think Lobomon is essential if you're playing any sort of blue Tamer that you're not going to be evolving over. So I think this guy is really, really clutch, but I like this ratio a lot. I think more than this in this deck especially is like not necessary, but if you're playing just like a Metal Garurumon, like BT1 Metal Garurumon Turbo deck, I can definitely see that working out. And then for the level 5s, I'm playing 2 copies of Garurumon, and then 4 copies of Garurumon Sagittarius mode. So what exactly do these guys do? Well, this one is just the one that gives, you know, security attack +1 when your opponent has a Digimon without sources. And then this guy is kind of like the mode change, so you can evolve him on a level 5 or a level 4 for the regular cost, but if you evolve for a 5, it's a 1 cost. So not only does he have a cool inherited effect where it's, again, that +1000 boost, but if you do have Metal Garurumon underneath him or another copy Sagittarius mode underneath him, he gets jamming for the turn. So 8,000 jammer, usually 9,000 if you got the Tsumamon or something. So this can swing over a lot of level 5s, and then of course being able to have jamming is really nice, and then potentially evolving into a level 6 after that is a really nice play as well. And then for the other level 5s, I'm just playing 2 copies of Mach Galgamon. I really, really like this card. It is not a Garurumon, so it doesn't fully synergize with this deck. It's not like searchable off of the Gabumon or anything. However, I really, really like his ability to be able to Digiburst 2 and bounce something from your opponent's side of the field from the, you know, back to their hand. This is really clutch when you're trying to go for a game and your opponent has a blocker on the field. You can bounce it back. Or there were a lot of times testing this deck out where I would have this in the breeding area. I could bring it out and then like bounce back their blocker, and they got like a Lord Knight and a blocker, that bounce back their blocker, Digivolve into my level 5, and then swing over the Lord Knight, because he also has the inherited effect where if you have a Tamer, you get plus 2,000 DP. So that DP boost is huge, especially it's like for a blue deck, it's not really expected that much. They might try to play around that if you're like playing like a Greymon tribal or something, but 2,000 DP is actually fantastic. It puts all your Garurumons at least 13,000. So I think that card is really, really fantastic for those reasons. So that is the level 5 lineup. And then for the level 6s, this is going to be a really weird lineup. But first of all, I'm playing 3 copies of Garurumon. I really, really like this card. It's essentially like your Victory Greymon or your Chaos Gallantmon for the deck. It does more or less the same thing, but just not as good. You Digiburst 2 when Digivolving to return one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon to their hand. So it gets rid of the immediate threat, like it clears the level 5 off of your opponent's field, which is really, really nice. But the downside is that returning to the hand in this game is like not that good, unless of course you're talking about like ondulation effects and stuff. But I'll get to that. So Garurumon, really good card. 4 cost for that effect is not the best, but like I said, I'm playing Nokia, so making it a 3 cost for 12,000 DP Digimon is not the worst. I am a big fan of this card, but it definitely, you know, doesn't like outperform a lot of like the other Digimon in the meta, like Chaos Gallon and Victory, that just do the same thing but better. So that's that. And then for the other level 6s, I'm playing 4 copies of Metal Garurumon, 2 copies of BT1, and 2 copies of BT5. So this might seem like a really, really weird lineup, and maybe you know, a lot of you guys don't know what these cards do. So this card, like I explained before with the Garurumon combo, BT1 Metal Garurumon lets you attack and then play anything from its sources that's level 4 or lower. So you basically have access to stuff like Gabumon. You get another search because they get their on plays effects, and then you get, you know, that Gabumon. You could do something like a blocker, help get you field presence, or the nicest combo is, you know, this guy and then unsuspend him and then play something else. So I really do like this, and then the fact that you can just gain field presence is really cool. My only problem is that versus like Garurumon, this guy doesn't like do anything. This guy doesn't get rid of anything. So he's really, really nice, but like if your opponent has like a full Lord Knightmon board or like a full like Zwart board or like a defeat or something, this just like does not do enough, and which is why I'm only playing 2 copies of this. Now, this Metal Garurumon is absolutely fantastic versus a lot of matchups. So what this guy does is if this this Digimon has Garurumon in its materials, which more or less you will, because basically all your 4s and 5s have Garurumon in their name, you get to, on evolve, return one of your opponent's Digimon with an on-deletion effect to the bottom of their deck just for free. So for a level 6 for a 3 evolve, that is such an insane effect. You can get rid of Chaosmon Valderarm, you can get rid of Omnimon's Wart Defeat, you can get rid of Millenniumon, you can get rid of Ancient Greymon, Ancient Garurumon. So there's so many cards that this guy covers, and not to mention, basically every purple deck runs Demi-Meramon. So this also counts for, like, if your opponent has an inherited effect that has on deletion, that is the same thing as, you know, having an inherited effect, so this gets rid of that. So if they've got like a Chaos Gallantmon or a regular Zwart with the Demi-Meramon underneath it, you can get rid of that as well. So I think this card is so fantastic in certain matchups, but then in basically, like, if you don't encounter one of those situations, it's a vanilla. So it's just a vanilla with 11,000, and it has a inherited effect where one attacking you can gain 1 memory, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, so that's the level 6 lineup for the deck. And then for the level 7s, I'm playing 2 copies of BT1 Omnimon, 1 copy of Omnimon X, and then 1 copy of BT5 Omnimon. So I like this lineup. Going forward, I might change this to a 3rd BT1 Omnimon, but I actually really liked, like, I drew these enough just for the removal. This helping swing for game is really fantastic, and then of course the protection effect is nice. And then Omnimon X, I'm a huge fan of this card. I think this card's insane. Being able to, you know, make your big plays with these guys, and then have a follow-up Digivolve on top of them, and then only for 3 without passing turn, and then killing your opponent's Digimon is just really, really fantastic. So I actually really like this lineup. For the Omnimons, I don't think I'd play more than 1 Blitz, because you just, like, attacking is nice, but, like, you're not really trying to OTK in this deck, so I don't think more than 1 of this is necessary. But I really like this Omnimon lineup for the blue deck. So that is it for the Digimon. And then for the Tamer cards, I'm playing 3 copies of Davis Multimia. Davis is really, really fantastic because, you know, of course, being a memory tamer, he sets your memory to 3. And then I'm also playing 3 copies of Nokia Shiramine for, you know, the same reason that you're basically, you know, trying to get both of these guys set up, having a 3 memory guaranteed every single turn, and then having the ability to reduce your Digivolution cost. It makes stuff like Z Garurumon very, very playable, because you start with 3, and you can suspend this, and then Digivolve Z for 3 without passing turn, get his effect, attack or something, go into an Omnimon. So these guys are really, really fantastic. Davis has Unbreak My Hand countless times, because even though you're playing like 8 rookies that like do something on play and lots of consistency cards, you'll still break. So having this like turn 1, just playing Davis, getting to reveal 3, look for a rookie if you need it, or whatever else you might need, is really, really fantastic. And then Nokia is just, of course, Nokia, so she's just so good with the, you know, Gabumons, being able to draw for free, being able to search for free is just really fantastic. Makes your Sagittarius mode free, makes your Omnimons cost less. So these guys are just really, really fantastic. I was also trying to test out Sora and Joe, but I just felt a little bit underwhelming for the most part, at least in this deck, because you're not really trying to detach materials from your opponent's Digimon. But yeah, guys, that is going to do it for the deck profile. Let me know what you think of the deck down in the comments below. Are you a Garurumon fan, or are you Team Greymon like me? As much as I like this deck, I will definitely say that I like Greymon Tribal much, much more. Let me know down in the comment section below. But that is going to be it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.